What's going on, guys? It's Speedoms, and today I am taking a little break from what I normally do, and I'm reacting to what Christmas dinner around the world looks like. I figured with the holidays coming up, may as well do a couple of holiday videos. So the next few ones are probably going to be holiday related between Christmas, New Year's, stuff like that, and then we'll get back into the regular stuff again. I might throw in a random video here or there. I already have one recorded, but yeah, so. I'm not going to spend much time. This is 11-minute video, so it's already going to be a fairly longer video as it is. So I just want to say, hope everybody has a happy holiday, whether you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever. I hope you had a great holiday season, and I hope everybody stays safe, responsible, and hope you all get everything you wanted for Christmas if you do celebrate. So with that, let's jump right into this one. Original will be down in the description along with my Twitch, Discord, all that fun stuff.
Of year when we relax with the family, forget about our waistlines, and feast to our heart's content. But with more than 2 billion people in over 160 countries celebrating Christmas each year, the good old American staple of roast beef, turkey, mashed potatoes, and eggnog is far from the norm. From fried chicken to stuffed seal, here's a look at many different dishes eaten around the world for the festive season.
So question, let me know where you guys live and let me know what your favorite holiday meals are to have. Typically we either order Chinese food or we'll get like a prime rib and a ham or something like that. But this year my dad actually made his famous lasagna, which is absolutely amazing. So we're going to be doing more of an Italian sort of thing, but let me know what you guys do. I'd be curious, especially if you guys live in a country that's not on this list. I'd really like to know what you guys do. And if you guys have any like special traditions, let me know that as well.
The UK. While turkey is often reserved for Thanksgiving in America, over in the UK it's the main course at Christmas. Although some households might prefer goose or chicken. Whatever the choice of bird, it's traditionally served with roast chestnuts, parsnips, potatoes, Brussels sprouts, tiny sausages wrapped in bacon, cranberry sauce, and a splash of hot gravy. For dessert, a heavy mass of fruitcake is doused in flaming brandy and served as Christmas pudding. Once everyone's had their fill, it's time to pull Christmas crackers, which usually contain a paper party hat and a really bad dad joke printed on a slip of paper. Here's an example. What's the best Christmas present you can buy? A broken drum. You can't beat it.
I'm not even going to comment on it, actually.
Can't beat it, you know? Like
that's a bad one.
Greenland. Greenlanders celebrate Christmas Arctic style by serving specially prepared dishes like matic and kiviat, traditional Inuit delicacies that make the most adventurous of foodies' stomachs turn. Matic is the skin of a whale, usually the bowhead, beluga, or narwhal, diced or serrated and served raw. Kiviak is a dish of fermented birds with a rather unusual method of preparation. To make kiviak, a seal skin is first hollowed, then stuffed with some 400 to 500 seabirds called auks. The auks are stuffed into the seal's body, complete with feathers and all, which are then sewn and sealed up with grease to allow for 7 months of fermentation. Come Christmas, the birds are taken out and served straight up from the seal's gut. This is definitely not a feast for the faint-hearted. Zimbabwe. The typical Zimbabwean Christmas dinner can include fresh roasted ox or goat, cornmeal porridge, bread, jam, and tea. But the special treat reserved for the occasion is chicken served with rice, since chicken is an expensive food item in the landlocked African nation. Beats fermented seabirds, that's for sure.
I would eat that.
Japan.
That sounded really delicious.
Where most people are Shinto or Buddhist, Christmas in Japan is more of a commercial affair and definitely not a national holiday. Much like Valentine's Day, Christmas in Japan is a time for young couples to exchange gifts and have romantic dinners. While many restaurants are packed with reservations made weeks in advance, none are busier on December 25th
I have heard
than KFC. That's because some 3.6 million Japanese families dine on buckets of fried chicken as a Christmas tradition. This tradition began in 1974, thanks to a clever advertising campaign called Kirisumasu Niwa Kentucky, meaning Kentucky for Christmas. Ever since then, the Colonel's Fried Chicken has become the go-to Christmas meal, with the franchise's outlets getting orders weeks in advance during the holiday season. Of course, Japanese Christmas wouldn't be complete without cake for dessert. Unlike American fruit cakes, Japanese Christmas cake is usually sponge decorated with whipped cream and strawberries.
I would
In
much
fact,
rather
the
that.
shortcake emoji in our phones is based off the Japanese Christmas cake. Finland.
That looks
The Finnish
so good.
Christmas
I love
dinner is
cakes
a
like
feast
that.
consisting of dishes with names that will twist your tongue, but fill your taste buds with delight. The holy trinity of Finnish Christmas foods are the kinku, an oven-baked ham, lontalakko, a kind of turnip casserole, and rosali, a colorful mixed beetroot salad that looks like gemstones on a plate. Depending on the size of the dinner party, these are usually served with a variety of fish dishes, mainly smoked salmon and herring. After the main
I could get
course, the
behind
night
that.
is made sweeter with piparkakut, gingerbread cookies spiced with cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg, and
Okay.
Yallartartu, tarts filled with plum jam made in the shape of a star and dusted with powdered sugar. Desserts
That
are
sounds
enjoyed
delicious.
with a warm glass of gluggy, mulled wine, traditionally drunk by travelers to brace the cold Scandinavian weather.
So I get wine. I get why it fits. I can't drink wine personally. Number one, I never really acquired the taste for it. There was one wine that I had one time that tasted really good to me. But other than that, I've never really been into it. But the other thing is it gives me a really bad headache. Like not even the next day, like within like a couple of hours of drinking it, I have a really, really horrific headache. And it also really bothers my acid reflux. Otherwise, this meal sounds perfect. So far, this might be the winner right here.
Poland. Christmas Eve in Poland is a whole day of fasting leading up to Vigilia, the
Really?
feast which starts when the first star appears in the night sky. Traditionally, Vigilia is a huge meal that features a 12
What do you do if
course
it's, like,
dinner,
cloudy?
with each course representing the 12 apostles and the 12 months of the year. But some families opt for 5, 7, or 9 dishes to symbolize good luck. Regardless of what's being served, expect dinner to last for at least a few hours. The feasting kicks off
Really?
with a Christmas wafer that symbolizes Jesus Christ. There's no red meat served at a Polish Christmas dinner, and main courses consist of carp and herring dishes. The evening would not be complete without borscht, a beetroot soup served with uska, a type of ravioli made for the occasion. This is followed by a dessert made of noodles with poppy seeds. I'm
That
sure
doesn't
it's
look
better
so
than
good.
it sounds. Portugal. The Portuguese Christmas Eve dinner is
But
called
lost me on the dessert.
consodo, from the Latin word consolare, meaning to comfort. This refers to the small meal taken at the end of a day of fasting on the night of December 24th, and it certainly sounds comforting, as long as you like seafood, that is. The consodo consists of all kinds of goodness from the sea and earth, starting with the famous bacalhau, or dried salted codfish, for the appetizer, with boiled potatoes, eggs, onions, chickpeas, cabbage, and other greens, with a dressing made of chopped onion, garlic, and parsley. This dish is
That doesn't
also
sound too
accompanied
bad.
with lots of olive oil. Lots and lots of olive oil. Like really, a lot of olive oil. The traditional centerpiece of an old-fashioned Portuguese Christmas is the polvo alla guerreiro, or grilled octopus. Think of it as kind of a sea turkey with 8 legs and a giant head. This 8-legged sea turkey is accompanied by batata samuro, which translates into punched potatoes. This is basically just oven roasted potatoes with garlic and parsley, and of course, olive oil. Did I mention the olive oil? Egypt. An Egyptian Christmas is a vegan affair that lasts for the 43 days before Christmas, from the 25th of November all the way into the 6th of January.
Wow.
For these 43 days of Advent, Coptic Orthodox Christians will follow the Holy Nativity fast, where animal products of all kinds are prohibited in their meals. When January
Okay.
6th, Coptic Christmas Eve rolls around, families attend a special church service that starts late in the evening and finishes after midnight, where they all tuck into a huge Christmas meal of meat, eggs, butter, and all the things forbidden during Advent fast. A popular Egyptian Christmas dish is fata, a soup containing boiled lamb with bread, rice, and garlic.
I
Sweden.
think I might have actually tried that at one point. I don't even know where, but that sounded. What was it called? Fata?
Eggs, butter, and all the things forbidden during Advent fast. A popular Egyptian Christmas dish is fata, a soup containing boiled
Yeah. I think I've tried that.
lamb with bread, rice, and garlic. Sweden. Like many parts of Europe, Sweden celebrates Christmas in grand fashion with a festive spread on the 24th of December. A smorgasbord, a Swedish-style buffet consisting of lots of hot and cold dishes, is prepared for the occasion, with all the classics you'd expect. Sorry, all the classics Swedish people would expect. Among them is the typical Christmas ham, pork, sausages, an egg, and anchovy mixture, homemade liver pate, wort-flavored rye bread called vortbrot, and something called Jansen's Temptation. a creamy potato casserole with anchovies, allegedly named after a food-loving Swedish opera singer from the early 1900s. But the centerpiece is a lye-soaked fish dish known as lutefisk. Lye is a highly alkaline chemical that is often used to clean drains, but when applied correctly by a master Swedish lutefisk chef, it turns the fish meat into a kind of translucent jelly. Delicious. Mexico. In Mexico, Christmas...
So that makes me think that some of these might not be like what every household has. This might be like a, I don't know. If you guys live in these countries, let me know if these are actually accurate or not as well. I didn't actually even look through the comments or anything. I probably should have. But yeah, so far this is pretty interesting to see like the wide variety of different, not only different meals, but even like different ways of celebrating, like the fasting and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't really expect to see that much. I kind of just expected like just different meals, but this is pretty cool.
Dinners are all about the tamales. They're made with beans and chicken, meat and veggies, cheese and chilies, or just about any combination you could think of. This Mesoamerican dish dates back to 8000 BC and has made its way into the Christmas tradition of a few American states, particularly in the Southwest. Switzerland. The Swiss honor the birth of Christ with a simple hot pot dinner for the whole family, where everybody sits around the dinner table to dip pieces of meat on long forks into a boiling soup. The cooked meats are then enjoyed with French fries and a variety of sauces. Oh, and cheese. Lots of cheese. This is Switzerland, remember? Russia. Like the Egyptians, Russians celebrate Orthodox Christmas on January 7th, with lots of meat and fish to celebrate the end of their Advent fasting. Some of their favorite traditional dishes are stuffed roast goose, pork tenderloin with apples, and cabbage in a pie with fish, rice, and hard-boiled eggs inside. Of course, the must-have dish on the dinner table for the Russian holiday is holodets, a cold meat jelly made out of chicken or beef stock with meat and vegetables. The more traditional recipe for holodets contains the feet of pigs, cows, or chickens. Holodets is very time-consuming to prepare, and when it just looks like cold jelly with bits of meat in it, one wonders if it's worth it. Italy.
Yeah, until they got to the jelly stuff, I was on board a little bit, but like, nah, I couldn't do that. There's no way I could do that. Ugh, I'm feeling like, ugh. I'm one of those people, I'm a texture eater, and all those things, like all those textures together, they just seem really gross. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it tastes delicious, but I don't think I'd be able to do that.
Traditionally, La Viglia, the traditional Italian Christmas Eve dinner, was intended to purify the body for the religious holiday with healthy cuisines. So usually meals consist of seafood and vegetables, but no meat. Depending on the region, dishes that appear on the table at La Viglia can be made of fish, octopus, eel, and shellfish. These are of course accompanied by huge heaps of pasta prepared with even more seafood. Now this might sound healthier than an American Christmas, but when you're stuffing your face with as much as the Italians do, this might be a harder claim to back up. Australia. The typical Australian Christmas shares a lot with European and American traditions. But since the land down under celebrates the holiday season during their summer, the festive menu had to be given a unique Aussie spin. In both Australia and New Zealand, Christmas dinner revolves around anything that can be thrown onto a barbecue, from meat and seafood to, well, more meat. And then there's beer. And more meat after that. With the summer heat at its peak, most Aussie holiday desserts are designed to cool you down in temperatures that reach around 85 degrees. A whole watermelon usually does the trick. South Africa.
I'd love to go to Australia
for Christmas? In South Africa, the mopane caterpillar is an edible caterpillar that feeds predominantly on the mopane leaf. Because their harvest time coincides with Christmas, these creepy crawlies grace plenty of festive meals in South Africa. But hey, the caterpillars might look unappetizing, but they're fried to a perfection with garlic, peanuts, onions, and tomato, and served with
probably
gravy.
delicious.
It actually sounds
honestly
good. Norway.
I would actually try that. I think I would try
it. From the Vikings, who celebrated Yule at the same time of the year before Christianity arrived. So what's the main course on a Viking Christmas dinner menu? Lamb, of course, and specifically its severed head on a platter. Vikings. The holiday delicacy schmalahov, which literally means sheep head, is a whole head of a sheep with the fleece and skin removed, then salted and dried, then smoked, boiled, steamed, and served with turnips and potatoes. Sometimes the Norwegians leave the brain inside to cook, which is then fried and eaten with a spoon. So, do any of those sound good to you? Or would you rather stick to turkey. Perhaps you have a Viking grandma who's always trying to feed you sheep heads? Thanks for watching my video on Christmas dinners around the world.
So most of those, I feel like I could eat some of it. The sheep head, no. I don't think I could do the sheep head, and I don't think I could do that jelly. But honestly, like a lot of that seemed really good. It would actually be kind of interesting to try all these different dishes. I'm not gonna lie, especially a lot of those seafood ones. They seem pretty good. So I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you guys have for traditions, whether it's dinner or just any other traditions, whether it be in your country, in your house, whatever. I just want to know what you guys are up to around these times. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a great holiday, and I will catch you guys on the next one.